Nixon said, "I'm pulling the 9th Infantry back." So my mother wrote, she says, "Well, the 9th Infantry's coming back, but where are you at?" Well, they ran all our supplies through the 25th Infantry so they could pretend the 9th was no longer there. But 3 brigades were left behind. I knew that as soon as I was going to finish my student teaching, they're probably going to draft me, because I checked with my draft board in my hometown and my number was kind of at the top of the list. And I didn't like the ideal of being drafted, so I stopped in Billings, Montana and talked to the Army recruiter and said, "Let's get this over with." The training I went through, though, was a little different than probably the way they train nowadays. When I went into basic and advanced infantry training in Fort Lewis, Washington, it was bad in the fact that it was the coldest winter they had in record in 80 years, and they're training us for jungle warfare. That didn't help out a lot. But all our training cadre were returning combat vets. So they were passing on the information, this is what you need to know to survive Vietnam. So we had a lot of expertise, and as well as they could prepare us, they did. Give me the infantry and give me the Vietnam. It's one of the few times in my life somebody actually gave me what I asked for. I think our battalion average was point man lasted 1 to 2 months and they were killed or wounded. The guys used to call me third LT because eventually I ended up walking point for 7 months. It wasn't a matter of being brave or courageous. I didn't want someone else to trip a booby trap, hit a wire, and then I walk by and I'm the one that gets blown up. In peacetime, a platoon has maybe 50 guys. In combat, maybe 25 to 35. Over there, the first 6 months I was there, we never had more than 6 or 7 guys. They got killed and wounded faster than we could get replacements. Probably 80% of our wounded were not direct fire, which means it wasn't a bullet. They were from booby traps, and booby traps tend to be really messy. World War II, the French, us, Vietnam had known something like 50 years of combat. It was like a big whorehouse. But if you get out in the rural areas and you meet the farmers and some of those people, it was quite a bit different. But then probably at nighttime, some of those farmers that was giving you bananas and tea during the day were probably setting up tripwires at night, so you never knew. And I like Vietnamese people. I liked them a lot. I killed a lot of them, but that's because I was out in the boonies and they were shooting at me. They'd take us in by helicopter, so I'd be on the first chopper and be standing out on the runner, so as soon as I hit the ground, I'm off and I'm the first one into the wood line. We had a new lieutenant one time. I used to call him, I won't mention his name because he lost 2 legs later, but I used to call him at the time Boy Wonder. See, I'd walk like 75 to 100 yards in front of everybody else. I looked for the booby traps and ambushes, and his very first day in the field, he's right on my ass because he wants to shoot a gook really, really bad. I found 7, 8, 9 tripwires that day. It was along the plain of reeds, along the Cambodian border. And end of the day, he was walking the end of the line. Didn't want to be anywhere near me. But it used to make him nervous. Because I never wore my glasses in the field when I was looking for booby traps, but when we get back to base camp, I cuss and swear who had my goddamn glasses because I can't see to draw. It used to bother him a little bit. He says, you don't need it to find tripwires, but how come you need it to draw? For every 25 combat assault missions on a helicopter, you got an air medal. I have 4 air medals, but I had enough combat assault missions for 6. So that meant, well, I had 150 insertions in combat on choppers. And when I left, the company clerk said, well, do you want me to turn in the paperwork for the last 2? And I says, you know, I already got 4. What do I need 2 more for? So this one day, we'd been pulling search and destroy all day long, and we were tired and we were exhausted. And we were at our pickup zone, and we were waiting for the choppers to come and get us. And an officer came over. He says, well, they called in and they're going to pick up another platoon first, so it might take another 30 minutes before they get to us. There's another wood line again. He wanted to go check it out. I says, we've done our job today. We're going back. We got to stand down tonight. We don't have to go to the field tomorrow. And he got mad at me and says, you stay here. So he just took 3 guys with him. And Pancho was from Puerto Rico. He only had 3 days left in the army. He'd bought a new car. He sent his girlfriend a ring, and he's going to get married. As soon as they walked into the wood line, we heard gunfire. Charlie was in the spider hole with an AK-47. And the rest of us got up and we ran just as fast as we could. We got there, and there's Pancho laying on the ground. Most of his face was gone. Part of his lips, the bullets had gone up through the front, and you could see part of his teeth and part of his lips, and then the bone from here had blown out his eyes. But he was still alive. We carried him, put him on the chopper, and then I says, you know, someone's gonna die for this. And then the other guys on the outfit, well, let's hang him in a tree and we'll carve him up and leave the son of a bitch there. And something snapped in my head, and I says, no, we're civilized. We do not torture people.